Yeah?
Oh.
No?
What the hell? Technical difficulties to start off
We're
with.
still trying to figure it out. But as promised, we're back doing it again for you live right here on the Decibel Geek Facebook page and also on the YouTube on Decibel Geek TV. This is Decibel Geek Live on a Friday night. My name is Aaron Camaro. Joined over there by my co-host, Chris Czynszak. And if I get this right, down there is Rockin Ron Runyon. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Are you guys hearing a wicked echo of everything replaying like 5 seconds after?
No. Somebody send us a message on here and let us know if you're hearing echo. I'm not hearing it.
All right. I'm going to have to mess with my settings, so you go ahead and take over for a minute.
Oh, great.
It's all in your head, Chris.
That's real good. The man with the plan tonight, Chris, comes to us with all these ideas. We're going to try all these cool things tonight and give it a try. And now he's not even here with us. Now what are we going to talk about, Ron?
I was waiting on that countdown.
Cool.
I thought I was braced.
No, he's not. Oh, now I'm hearing echo.
Uh-oh. Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Hello. Testing.
Like
1, 2.
Yeah.
Wow, this is messed up.
Oh, come on. It ain't me.
Hang on.
That's all right.
Now.
It gives everybody a chance to realize that we're on live right now. Gives them a chance to catch up. You know, give everybody a chance to get in. You got Chris Czynszak over here. He don't know what the hell's going on. Rockin Ron down there. He's echoing like he's standing at the bottom of the frame.
Yeah, I'm hearing stuff like 10 seconds. I'm hearing everything 10 seconds later. This is really screwed up. Damn. All right. Anybody listening to this? Because there's a few of you on. Are you hearing this stuff?
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
Oh, well, you guys are doing this. I'm just gonna kick back and drink.
Oh my God. Let me try to fix this on the fly here.
Are you not hearing me at all?
I hear you live, but then I hear what was said 5 seconds ago after that.
On both me and Aaron?
Yeah, on everything, on myself too.
Okay, it's your fault then.
At least we got somebody to blame.
Yeah, I just heard Ron say on me and Aaron right after that, just now.
Oh, man. Well, that's no good. I don't know if you guys watching this are hearing the echo that Chris is talking about, but I'm not hearing it.
All right, I figured it out. I had YouTube open. That was what it was. I'm hearing the delay play at the same time.
So it's your fault. So it's your fault.
My fault. All right.
So it's your fault. So it's your fault.
Admit it.
So it's your fault.
We got Pete and repeat here.
We got any people tonight that are high?
Yeah.
People. So
right.
at the end of that countdown there, I was bracing for like an explosion or something. You got an explosion on that new toy of yours there, Chris?
No, I don't think I have an explosion on here.
What?
Go back to my.
He's got everything else on there.
He's got 50 Paul Stanley quotes.
Yeah.
Got that.
Close enough, I guess. Yeah.
If you ever want to go back in time, we can think it was just like a dream.
Yeah, go back to when everything was working right. I like that. I need my own laugh track.
Yes, you do. Although most of your jokes were.
Oh, he's just gonna have fun with this.
Well, we've officially jumped the shark. We're now a morning zoo show.
Hey, we got a message.
Oh, I get that. Ron, Ron's the comment guy, so I'm gonna let him pick what he wants to show.
Who's the producer here?
Cole Region Writer. Hey guys, I just want to say that I love the channel and the podcast. Hope you keep doing the Friday night live streams. Have a great weekend. Thanks, man. Yeah.
As long as Chris keeps his shit together here, we'll start doing it on a regular basis.
Well, I can't do it. I can't do it next Friday. I've got a wedding to help my wife with catering. So, but after next Friday, I should be good each Friday from then on. Oh, that could just be the Aaron and Ron show next week if you guys want to do it yourselves.
We can do it ourselves. I ain't scared.
Patrick Breen, if you like Echo, you'll really love the Bunny Men. Sorry, I'll show myself out. Man. All right, we got a few people watching already. That's pretty cool. We got 28 people on here right now watching. That's awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. We don't have much of a plan tonight. We're just kind of playing around and going through some stuff and checking things out. All right.
See, everybody says right now that Chris is out of his mind. They hear everything fine.
Well, it's because I had YouTube open and YouTube's on like a 10-second delay, and that's why. Chris Nowak, it's cousin Crazy Chris. All right.
Oh, that's my cousin.
That's your cousin? Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I got a cousin named Chris.
All right, we want to hear.
I wish it was 2021, Patrick.
So, Chris, do you have any Aaron Camaro blackmail stories that you can share with us to embarrass him?
None that wouldn't also incriminate himself.
Oh, okay. So was he like a partner in crime?
No. He was a cool dude. He married my older cousin Rhonda. My cousin Rhonda was awesome because she was a few years older than me, and she was super popular. I was really lucky in high school growing up because I had two cousins that were older than me that were super awesome, popular girls, and so when I was coming up, I was lucky enough that they put the word out for me. Nobody was going to be mean to me because my cousins were the pretty girls, They didn't want to be mean to me and get them mad at them, so I had it pretty good.
That's funny. Cole Region Rider, any chance you can get Ian Wadley back on the show again? Really a shame his podcast ended. Of course. I mean, we love Ian. We'll have him on.
We're not even 5 minutes in, and they're wanting Ian Wadley back on here.
Well, and here's the thing, we should probably address this. When we have Ian Wadley on the show, we lose 5 to 10 listeners every time, but we have so much fun with him that we do it again and again anyhow. So, it's a small price to pay for us. So, yeah, definitely have Ian on the show again soon.
Yeah, he's always
probably Ralph too. And I recorded something with Ralph like 6 years ago, and it might be coming out anytime now. So keep an eye open for that.
And for me, every time you have Ian on the show, then I get a knock on the door from the FBI, and so wanting to look at my hard drive and everything.
Oh, you get knocks on the door from the FBI anyway, Ron. Let's be real here. America's Most Wanted. No, but yeah, Ian's always got an open invite. He did him and Toomey, they did their final episode of Diablos and Podcastica.
Awesome.
It was an interview with Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult. It's a great interview.
That's super cool to hear that because Ian, when he was on the show with us, I mean, it was pretty obvious that he really, really wanted to interview Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult and do it with Toomey as one big last hurrah for the show. So kudos to Josh Toomey for letting that happen. It's not always a thing where if a podcast ends, which tons of them always do, that there's ever a final episode. Usually there's hurt feelings, and it just doesn't happen. So awesome, good on both those guys for making that happen for themselves, for each other, and for their listeners. I mean, I think that's super cool.
Yeah. Oh God, Cal Hens. I went to high school there, and you want blackmail story. All right, Cal, bring it on.
No. Don't listen to Cal Hens.
There's our next guest lineup right there. We're going to get Cal on.
I have a feeling one of these shows needs to be a roast of Aaron Camaro.
Just remember this. I got Cal Hinn stories too, so
Oh.
it could go both ways.
Patrick Brain Buck, BOC new album. It's so awesome. Yeah, I really like the sound on that new record. It's
I haven't heard
record.
it yet. I got to hear that.
It's
That's
really
one of the
good.
things where one of them old time bands comes back, you know, like you think Blue Oyster Cult, that's late 60s into the 70s. I mean, they took a break in the kind of recent era, but you know, they're back. It's been a long time, and so you always wonder what to expect from a band like that coming out with a new album. But man, from what I heard off of it, it's pretty damn cool, man. I dig it.
Yeah. Interesting vocals. Like, they've always had the most interesting vocals, you know.
Well, they're kind of like this a little bit too, where the vocals get shared around with members of the band. There isn't one official lead singer.
Right. Ron. So Ron's on what, Jaeger Bomb number, what, 2?
No, we're still on 1.
But yeah, but I mean, how many Jaeger bombs are in that one glass though?
It's about a half bottle of Jaeger and 2 Red Bulls.
Jesus Christ.
That's why it's purple and not orange.
And I've got seltzer beer and vodka here. So, and Aaron, are you drinking?
No, I don't drink.
He's the good boy.
Man, I got it. Oh, I don't know. They're not sponsoring this, but I got a refreshing beer. And I think my favorite way to drink is a Bloody Mary with a beer on the side. You know, sip on them both.
Got the Baco special beer.
Good stuff.
Paul Korn, I didn't know Jaeger bombs came in the 3-liter. They do with Rockin Ron. That's hilarious.
That's awesome. That's wild.
This is just a social experiment to see how hammered Ron can get in like an hour.
No.
I thought we did that during the quarantine session.
We did.
I was going to say, you couldn't see it, but I had 4 of these by the end of the quarantine sessions.
We didn't need to see it. We could hear it.
That is not going to happen again. No.
I was going to say, AKA the greatest episode we ever did.
It's also the greatest rock and metal combat episode they ever did when they had Rockin Ron on to talk about the Wild Side album.
Coincidence? No.
Let's not bring that up.
Oh, why not? It was so much fun to listen to. Well, we have to bring up Rockin Ron because we're all part of the
Entourage. You know what?
I think that picture was taken around the time we were trying to get the first public photo of Vinnie Vincent in 2018.
Which I did.
Okay.
Yep.
I got, the video.
The video.
I got the first video.
Yeah, technically, hey, you did. That was an awesome day. A really awesome day.
Yeah. The whole weekend was fun.
We'll get that Entourage picture blown up and hang it on my wall in here in the Decibel Geek studio. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Here you go. Aaron's right along with something about Aaron's.
Well, hey, they don't call him Aaron Baker for nothing.
Got any people tonight that are high?
All right. Oh, shit. Eric,
Here you go. Thank you, Eric.
Entourage. We have room for more members.
Yeah,
So funny.
we're recruiting right now.
So latest episode, our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Part 1. Thought we'd talk a little bit about that. So that was, I got to give Aaron Camaro a lot of credit for this because like when the HBO came to us and was like, you know, do you want to give away these things for a plug? And you know, I was like, I don't know if I want to give away. I don't know if I want to plug the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too much because like I've taken so much issue with them over the years.
Yeah,
and then Aaron was like,
smack.
That's why I'm shocked they actually came to you guys.
tells you they don't listen to the show.
Yeah, obviously.
They were just They were just looking at numbers, not content.
Yeah.
They just showed us pretty good numbers. Let's reach out to them. But it was cool, man. It's kind of an honor if you think about it. Yeah, you know, as rock and rollers, as we found out as we did this last week's episode, we don't agree with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. However, you cannot deny the historic nature and, you know, the artists that are celebrated by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Most of them deserve it, you know, most of them really truly do. But, you know, as rock and rollers, we're always the ones to say, Run DMC ain't rock and roll, Madonna ain't rock and roll, you know. So what, you know, you're always, as rockers, we're always going to fight it, we're going to argue it, but we found a good way to celebrate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anyway.
Yeah.
And we got to give away some cool prizes.
Yeah. And I think it's funny how the further on we go, how different our list is becoming, because as all the hard rock gets brought up, it's like our stuff is wildly different. They did send a thank you email, so I sent them the link, and they said thank you. So yeah,
so they still didn't listen to it.
I was going to say. They fast forwarded right to the parts where we read their tagline.
Yes, that's why they asked.
Fast forward to the part where we read their tagline the second time, and that was all they heard. So as far as they know, we're awesome dudes. We got no problems with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, you know, I think the concept you came up with was brilliant, though, just to take what got in each year, what was eligible, and then do our list. Because it's like, you know, I was dreading having to do like the heavier side of Notorious B.I.G. or some shit like that, you know.
No.
Not me. I mean, I told a joke, so. At least the Hall of Fame is not the AMA. What did that say? Bring it back up.
The American Music Awards? Yeah.
Grammys who are phasing out rock. You know? Yeah, I heard
all of those award ceremonies. They're not run by, you know, real people. They're run by industry people. And so their perspective on the awards and the nominations to the Hall of Fame and things like that, their perspective is always going to be different than me or Chris or a guy wearing a Jackal t-shirt, you know. So we'll see, you know. Jackal's eligible in a couple of years, so we'll see what happens on next week's episode. Hey, so Tough is coming up, and so is Ugly Kid Joe. We'll see who gets into the Hall of Fame. Who joins Enough's Enough?
God.
So we got Mooger Fooger and Mrs. Fooger in the house.
Yeah.
It's an honor and a pleasure.
Welcome, Foogers.
Yeah, was it Fooger or Fugai? What's the plural of Fooger?
The Foogerist.
So, speaking of award shows, did you see when Megadeth won a few years? I think it was the American Music. It might have been the Grammys. Yeah, it was the Grammys. Megadeth won an award, and like, of course, the metal part of it was done at an earlier ceremony, like not during the live thing. But the video got out of them accepting the award, and when they got up to get the award, they played a Metallica song. Yes.
That's weird.
It just shows you how incompetent those people are.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Imagine Dave Mustaine, how he must have had smoke coming out of his ears. He was walking up to get his award, and Metallica's blasting over the fucking speakers.
Or something.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible.
I just still remember when they gave the first heavy metal award to Jethro Tull.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know which one that one was, but
89, I think. Yeah, the Grammys.
Well, I do got to hand it to you guys. I was listening to that episode, and I said that would be a hard thing to do because, you know, I'm sure people were yelling at you guys back and forth, you know, listening to it. But to try to pick out, you know, I could see the first couple of years, that was kind of a given, you know, but when you started getting into the 70s and that, I mean, there was so much good bands right in our wheelhouse and that, you know, how can you choose between all of those?
It's gonna be bands that get in on first year eligibility in our Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that was the saddest thing about the episode, because that told me if they would have put Kiss in when they were first eligible in, what was it, 99?
Yeah.
99. Yep. I think you guys put them in first. If they would have done that, we wouldn't have had all this controversy and tension and everything that did happen. It would have been a great night. Right, you know, I mean, it was a great night, but there was so much tension in the air between all of those guys. And, you know, with, you know, Ace and Peter getting their digs in against Tommy and Eric and so forth, you know, but in 99, if they would have put them in, they were touring with the originals. They were still, you know, starting their first farewell tour.
You're right. I didn't even think about it like that, how much better it would have been in 99. It would have been perfect. It was just as the reunion was kind of starting to lose steam a little bit, it would have been the perfect time. They would have played together. Unlike what we got all 15 years later.
You know, they would have come out, they would have done their, you know, 2 or 3 songs in the beginning, you know, and done the whole show and the makeup and everything else, you know, and there wouldn't have been the whole tension, you know, and all of that. And there wouldn't have been the controversy of, you know, well, you're putting in it, you know, you can only put in the originals, and they could have still referenced, you know, everybody else that had been in it. But at that point, you know,
everybody except Tommy Thayer.
Yeah. You know, Eric had been in for a little bit, but, you know, Tommy wasn't in yet. And they certainly wasn't in the makeup. You know, it was Ace and Peter and Paul and Gene, you know.
Right.
And that would have been a great night. But
look at the year 1999, the Hall of Fame. And Chris and I nominated 7 of them. And I got to think this would have went down as one of the greatest nights of rock and roll history. You got the Doobie Brothers, you got Steely Dan, Bad Company, Judas Priest, Rush, Ronnie James Dio, and Kiss. I mean, come on. I'd watch that DVD at least once a week if that happened like that.
And can you imagine if you know, there wasn't that tension there and Kiss was playing along in that, they would have, you know, they could have possibly got up and done a whole jam at the end of the night with all the, and to see all them great people jamming out together, you know, and that would have been awesome to see. But of course they had to wait 15 years. I mean,
exactly.
But thanks for the Blu-rays to give to our friends.
Yes. Yeah. It was cool just to get offered that. So
it was pretty cool. I thought that was awesome that HBO Max and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame reach out to the little old Decibel Geek podcast to help them out. We're happy to do it.
All right. Any talks of revamping your Patreon, maybe different memberships? Well, we do have different memberships already.
I have no idea how any of that works.
Yeah, I kind of run all that. I mean, I'm probably going to look at where we're at with it, and you know, we might make some changes to it, but it's going pretty good so far. But yeah.
Well, I think tonight's the perfect time to make the announcement. It's not quite ready to be released yet, but I'm starting a sidecast, but it's a Patreon exclusive. So you got to be a Decibel Geek VIP to get Aaron Camaro's solo show, and it doesn't have a name yet. So you're going to have to help me name it. But the only way you're going to get to name it is to listen to it and figure out what the hell it is, because it ain't nothing like we do on the show. So that's going to be coming soon. So, you know.
So you can't figure out a name, so you're going to let them do it?
I think so, because I see this thing as becoming everly evolving, you know. Right. So I don't know if it's going to have a title that, I don't know. I have no idea. It's a really weird show. I'll tell you that.
It took way too long for Rush and Black Sabbath. What if, like in the movies, Ace and Peter knock out Tommy and Eric dressed as them and play the show disguised as themselves?
Hell yeah.
I seen a rumor that Paul Stanley wants to direct a remake of Kiss Meets the Phantom. Does that mean when they're fighting themselves that Ace and Peter are going to be fighting Tommy and Eric?
Baco started that whole thing. That's like a change.org thing he started. He wants Paul Stanley to direct that.
Yeah.
I know, but it was funny anyhow.
When I saw it was fake news. I hate fake news when I see it, but sometimes you look at something and be like, man, I hope that's fake.
Yeah, and then somebody approached Paul Stanley about directing Phantom of the Park, and he said,
We got any people tonight that are high?
that was his reaction. Oh, man. So, but yeah, so one cool thing we can do with this thing, I'll do it now. We can look at some of the stuff going on with, well, actually, let me pull up the right thing. Hang on a minute. But yeah, we can share the screen and look over a few things. You guys want to talk about some rock news?
No. We want to talk about politics.
No.
Well, Cal's got a question here.
Please, can we talk about some rock news?
What's better, Motley Uncensored or Kiss Exposed?
Oh, boy.
Shit, I haven't seen Motley Uncensored. Honestly, I haven't seen either one of them in a long time, but I've seen Exposed so many times that it's etched into my brain. But I haven't seen or even thought about Crew Uncensored in forever. Matter of fact,
I guess I'd go with Exposed just for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, I got to go with that too.
All right.
I was looking for it there for a second. I know I got that VHS here. I can't pick it out right now. I got too many.
I haven't seen Motley Uncensored since it came out. That's new to me. All right.
I know. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I'm doing this with you guys tonight because this has been such a stressful week. I'm just
Jaeger talking.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I'm stressed out waiting to hear the final results. You know.
We're not going on there.
Don't stress over it, man. It's going to end up being what it's supposed to be, or what it ain't supposed to be, and we're all screwed. I have no idea. I don't know.
I'm talking about the final results of the new AC/DC album. I've been waiting to hear that.
I like what I've heard.
It's been projected to be a winner in all states.
I want to make a prediction, though. I think we will get a new Vinnie Vincent box set before we get an elected president.
Looking like that.
All right.
Oh, man. Anybody from another country watching this goes, self-depreciating humor from an American. Gotta love it.
All right, let's talk some rock news.
My favorite thing about recording like this is that if I feel like it, I can just pick up my phone and go for a walk.
Well, we have a great view of your nostrils right now.
It's proving I got a brain. See it up there?
Going all Blair Witch on us.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So I got Sleaze Rocks pulled up. Let's look at some of the stories on here. Did you guys hear that John Corabi has a book coming out soon?
Oh, nice. No, I have not heard that.
Yeah, he said over the last year and a half to 2 years, I've been working with the author says, over the last year and a half to 2 years, I've been working with John Corabi and helping him bring his life story to fruition. We're at the point where we have finished the manuscript and we've got his story down. So now they're going to look at trying to get it out next year. So I would definitely buy this.
Yeah, somebody probably listened to Decibel Geek when John Corabi was on it and said, we should write this down and put it in a book.
I love that you can make it about us.
Because it is an awesome story. And if you haven't heard that one, you need to go back in the archives and check it out. Because when John Corabi was on the show, that was an awesome night. A really awesome night. Hanging out in a bar with John Corabi, asking him all kinds of questions about Motley Crue 94. Can't beat it.
Yep. And there they are right here. Albums Unleashed with Album Unleashed Motley Crue with John Corabi parts 1 and 2, episodes 159 and 160. So check those out. That was
almost as good as Quarantine Session with Ron Runyon. Almost.
But yeah, that was a ton of fun because like we got to sit in a bar in East Nashville and just go drink for drink with John for like 3 hours, and man, he can drink.
and ask him stuff all about the album that we loved for so many years, the things we always wondered about it and how it was made and what different things meant, and that's the perks of doing a podcast like ours.
Yeah, he's got stories.
I just realized we can do an MTV Cribs with Aaron Camaro with you doing it like this. You know that, right?
Check it out. That's my patio light right there. I'm out on my back porch right now.
And there's a golf course behind him, but you can't see that right now.
Yeah, it's dark out there right now, but it's beautiful here.
It's like the 9th hole green is Aaron's backyard.
Just don't pan down because he's not wearing pants.
Yeah.
Friday nights.
Yeah, you have to go pantsless on Friday night, right?
There's a full moon at Aaron's house.
Look out
for the neighbors.
All right, I'm going to play with the comments a little bit, Ron.
Okay.
So, Patrick Breen, Vinnie Vincent box set will cost more than Gene's Vault, but the release date changes. The box set is called TBA.
TBA now.
Michael Gatto, didn't Vinny recently have a live gathering? He did for, I think, about 7 people from what I've heard.
And thankfully, he was wearing a mask.
Yeah. There's no trouble social distancing at a Vinnie Vincent event. But
unless everybody was hungry for salad at the same time.
You're right. Yeah. And I know some behind-the-scenes story about that, but I cannot share it right now because somebody put confidence in me. I'll tell you guys off mic, but I can't tell you guys on this thing.
Come on.
Oh, don't you hate when he does that?
It will cost me a friendship, and I don't want to screw that up. So I was told in confidence. Booger Fooger says Corabi was my first Decibel Geek listen. Oh, that's cool. I think we got a lot of new listeners from that episode.
For sure. For sure. Well,
Cal's,
thank God for John Corabi for that then. What was the name of that bar?
I think it was called 1016 or something like that. TENN 16 or something. It's in 5 Points in East Nashville.
Yeah, East Nashville, 5 Points.
Yeah, it's right next to 5 Points Pizza.
The cool thing about it was there was football games going down in the main bar.
Right.
And when we explained what we were doing and what was going on, they took us up to a little separate bar in this little room tucked away upstairs. It's like this little tiny room with a bar in it. And for the longest time, it was just the 4 of us in there, myself, Chris, our buddy Stonich, and John Corabi sitting at a table bullshitting about 94 Motley Crue.
Yeah. Although there was like a fucking 6-foot-high industrial fan blowing us the whole time that didn't help with the audio. You had to do a lot of sweetening with that audio, or maybe I did that one. I don't remember. But yeah, there was a lot of.
You might have done that.
Yeah, I might have done that. There was I had to do a lot of noise cancellation with the audio for that one, but it was fun.
Unfortunately for me, that was the worst video that I had problems with because Nikki Sixx wouldn't allow me to put up any of the audio from that album. So I had to do the whole video episode with no audio, so when you guys were talking about certain songs in that, I couldn't put any audio clips in there.
Yeah, that does suck. It's always nice when you're doing a podcast and, we've recently gotten away from playing music. Well, of course, by, registered artists because I don't know. We got to. We had to, and we did it, And we've been having fun with it, doing stuff like this has come out of that and doing episodes that are way more discussion-based, which, for me personally, as a podcast listener, I prefer those too. I'm kind of torn, Sometimes I like to get turned on to something new, some new band or some new song I haven't heard before. But other times I really just like to hear the talk, the talk about it. So we've been doing pretty good with it. I think we've gotten some great response since we kind of changed our ways. But there's a part of me too that still really misses being able to play music, and how song clips, when we're talking about something, say, for example, the Motley Crue 94 two-parter we did, that we're talking about here. Without those song clips, somebody that's never heard that album wouldn't get the enjoyment out of it, and I think having little clips of the music not only enhances the interview, but enhances the experience of listening to it as well. So, it's one of the things, we kind of miss being able to play music for sure.
Yeah. Although there's going to be some things in the future that we'll be able to do with music, and we're working. There's some stuff going on behind the scenes with some licensing and stuff that in the next year. So I think things are going to get better on that front. But
that's cool, man. That'll be awesome.
Hey, while I have you on the stream, did you get that email from those people we're talking about having a phone call with about next week?
I got the one you forwarded me.
Well, they wanted to talk like next Tuesday at like noon, but I didn't know if you could talk during the day.
Yeah, I saw that. I might be able to pull that off.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I could probably do it.
Yeah, I should be able to do that. Yeah.
Awesome, Ron.
We have our counsel, Rockin Ron running here. So.
Eric wants to know who was the best interview you did.
Oh, that's pretty subjective, man.
Oh, Whitfield Crane, right?
Oh, believe
it.
That interview was my gift to Aaron. So it was going to be Klaus.
Okay.
It was going to be Klaus, and then he messaged me and he was like, "Well, I can't make it. Is it okay to interview Whit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think that's no problem."
It was awesome.
Paul Corn, did you?
We were so young in podcasting then.
Yeah. Paul Corn says, "Did you just say there was a fan there blowing you?" That's funny.
He did say that.
No, we have
hard to believe we had fans way back then.
Gregory Muse is in the house.
Hey, Gregory.
Stickman.
Thoughts on the new Roth? Have you guys heard that called "Somewhere Over the Rainbow Bar and Grill"? Have you heard it yet?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh my God!
You don't like it, Ron?
I haven't heard it.
Well, you already act like you don't like it, and you haven't even heard it yet.
That's going off the title alone. Somewhere Over the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
It's like an acoustic too.
Have you ever been there?
And it's acoustic?
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
It's pretty cool. It really is.
It's an old... Huh?
Take me off here for a minute. I got to take like a 2-minute...
Oh, bro. All right. Bye.
Oh, God.
All right.
Whoop.
I took you off and he put himself back in. Oh, God. Okay. He's backstage. Don't take your pants off. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't want to short shrift Eric's question.
You don't want to short shit what?
Yeah. I don't want to short shrift his question. Who best interview we ever did? There's so many good ones, but like I don't know, man. Like the ones that stick out the most. I'll admit to this day, I still think the Vinnie Vincent interview went really, really well for considering what we had to go through to get it. But I don't know, the Desmond Child interview at his studio, that was a really great one. Karabi's always going to be a favorite. I'm going to name off a bunch, but like Bruce Kulick, we met him in Nashville, and that was like the first in-person interview we'd ever did, and there's a funny story with that one about how it all went. I'll wait till Aaron gets back on to talk about that one. But Desmond Child, Dick Wagner, when he came to Nashville, we interviewed him like just a few months before he passed away, and talked about the Alice Cooper Dada album. That was a good one. Those are the ones that kind of stick. All the times we've had Michael Wagner on the show were great. Those are.
I'll tell you one you're probably not thinking of that was one of the first ones I listened to that really hooked me on Decibel Geek was Pixie Esmond.
Oh yeah, she was great.
I thought that was so great, and that's still one of my favorite video episodes that I did too. That was good, but yeah, you guys have had so many.
Yeah, Pixie was
great. Yes. Well,
I saw Pixie on one of the VH1 used to do they did like a Kiss movie every year, it seemed like, and they did one, and she was one of the people they interviewed for it, and she just had this real like vivacious personality, and I just remember thinking, I want to get her on the show because I bet she's got a lot to say. And Aaron was even like, "We're gonna interview the costume designer. Why? This isn't gonna go well." And like even he was kind of blown away by that. So, yeah. And then we had her back a second time, but yeah, she was amazing. We loved having her on the show.
That's why it was so great. Her personality was just so funny, and her impressions and.
Yeah, we're talking about Pixie.
We're talking about Pixie Esmond.
Yeah.
She was the coolest, man. I was skeptical about that. I didn't know how that was going to go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she was one of my favorites. If I had to pick, boy, she'd be right up there for sure. She'd be top 5. But if I had to pick one interview that was my all-time favorite, I would definitely say Dick Wagner.
Yeah.
Number 1, for sure.
Yeah, that whole weekend was great with him in town, getting to go to his show and the book signing and everything. And I remember at the book signing, there was that kid that had bought his Welcome to My Nightmare amp from that tour, and he got to see it for the first time in like 30 years or something. And I remember being kind of taken aback by that. He was just loving seeing that again.
Yeah, that was cool. That's what I always remember that, because that's like, I told that guy, that's a piece of rock and roll history right there. That's one of a kind. How cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
I took a picture of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You can't get better than this. Chris Nowak says we're better than that metal show. And that's pretty good compliment.
Only because Eddie Trunk's not on here.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are like that metal show without the talent. Yeah, we have that.
So to let the listeners know, we are planning on getting guests on here. We're just trying to work out the bugs and get this running a lot smoother. Do it a few times and see how you guys like it.
Right now, if they got a video phone, everybody's got a video phone.
Well, let's ask. Put in the comments section if you have a camera and a mic on your phone and you want to come on. You want to do that? Let people come on?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Right now?
Yeah, if you put a comment in that you want to come on, and we'll send you the link.
How many people can we have on at a time? Let's have a party.
Oh boy, we can have up to 10, I think.
Oh man.
Hey, D Hud's in the house.
Mm.
You said the Karabi interview was the best episode. Oh, thanks, man.
It was a good one.
Oh, D Hud wants to come on. All right, hang on, D Hud. I'm gonna Facebook. I'm gonna Facebook message you the link, David.
I mean, for personal reasons, I really, really love the Stevie Rochelle one.
Yeah,
the album
that was a good one. That was good.
And for other reasons, I've got Anthony Corder in my house barefoot. I always loved. I'm always gonna have good memories of the Wild America albums,
yes.
At least, which also happens to be one of my favorite albums. So that was actually pretty damn fun.
All right, hey guys, there's several of you that want to come in, so I'm going to put the link in the chat or the comment section, and let me know if you guys are able to click on that. If not, I'll have to send it to you like through Facebook or something. So I'm putting it in right now.
Well, I gotta mention, I'm with Rockstar Chaz here. The year in reviews, that got me hooked as well. That's why the first 10 or so video episodes I did of Decibel Geek are the year in reviews, because I just love doing those.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
That was back when we were young. Our minds and our bodies could handle that kind of research back then. We're too old to do year in reviews now.
That was also back when they would let me get away with a lot more too.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not only getting me on songs and that, but any kind of video clips and stuff like that, they can ding me on.
All right, I see there's several people. There's like 3 guys that are lined up backstage right now, so I'm going to bring them on in the order they came on. So first, Gregory Muse.
What's up, guys?
Wow,
Hey,
look at
Good to
you.
see you.
What's
Yeah,
all
that's a scary
this?
looking mug on that TV.
Look at all this.
Holy crap!
Wow,
I'm throwing
you
it up on my TV so I can see it all at the same time. Boy, what a
I
front
feel
mug
like
I've got.
He
I
getting
feel-
ready, get
Yeah,
ready
you're
for
right.
Christmas.
What I want for Christmas.
Exactly. Well, that's why I told everybody I'm not shaving this stuff off until after Christmas.
You make me want to sit on your lap right now, Gregory.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh. Tell me what you want, little boy.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if he wrote Leaves of Grass. Walt Whitman, come on. Nobody's literate here. Come on.
Bah, bah, bah.
No.
I only read hit paraders and Metal Edge.
Jeez. All right. I'll give myself a rim shot for that.
We're talking about awesome Decibel Geek episodes, Gregory, and the one you came on with us is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I could suggest that one. Memories of the
Sunset
Old
Strip Memories.
Strip.
Yeah,
Sure had a lot of
because
fun
that
with
was
that.
so
That was
cool.
a good time.
Because we didn't grow up there. We only fantasized about what it was like to live there. We were living in Tennessee and Wisconsin, reading the magazines and watching MTV and fantasizing about what it was like to actually be there. The rainbow and the sun and the whiskey and places like that, and the troubadour and the things we're seeing on TV. But you were there and you lived it, and so that one to me still stands out as one of my favorite episodes because you gave us the insight of what we always fantasized about.
It sure was a great time, man. I'll tell you that much. For the few years that I was down there almost every weekend without fail to see whoever, it really was a great fun time. I mean, seeing Wasp at the Troubadour, and back in the day when they were throwing not the live meat, but they were throwing the raw meat and the girl on the rack and everything. And I mean, back then they were actually scary, and that was cool. Seeing Rat, Striper, way back in the day, throwing out the Bibles to everybody, and of course Motley Crue. Good Lord, I can't tell you how many times I saw those guys, tearing it up at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and just what an insane time that was. And just everybody was really cool and digging everything, and it was funny though, man, when you'd sit there, you'd be standing there all night long waiting for the band to come on, and they'd play videos on the screen, and everybody was not really paying attention. But boy, when they broke out Rothschild from Iron Maiden, everybody stopped. Nobody did anything except watch that screen and put their fists up in the air like they were live. I mean, that was cool. That was really some cool stuff. And then, of course, the one time that I got to see Metallica at a little club called the Woodstock in Anaheim, California. Little dump of a place. It's so bad of a dump. My band that I was in for a very short period of time actually played at that dump. That's how bad that place was. But my friend was really into Metallica, man, and he said, "Oh, you got to go, man. You got to go. You got to go check them out." And I didn't get it then, man. I didn't get it. And then it's funny now. I think they're great now, but boy, at the time, it wasn't in my head at that particular point in time. But that was cool.
It's like,
because I mean, that was.
It's like these guys don't wear makeup and they're not throwing any raw meat off the stage. What the fuck?
Exactly. They're just out there just crushing it. And I mean, Hetfield's never been much of a singer, but just their energy. I do remember that part about it. But I mean, keep in mind that was back too when Mustaine was in the band and McGovney was in the band. So it was I'm glad it's something that I got to go to say, yeah, I saw them way back in the day. But like I said, at the time, I just didn't get it. But get it now, that's for sure.
I hear you.
Hey, Santa, I just figured out what I want for Christmas.
What
I want to be Gregory.
Rockin Ron, I'll hook you up.
I want to be Gregory Muse.
You do? Maybe not today. Back then, maybe, but not so much now, man.
I want those memories.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, there are definitely some good memories. You know, it's funny. You know, I think we all, we've all, either we have our own kids or we know plenty of people that do have kids, and they don't get it. They really don't get what music is really all about. It's been really impressive seeing the amount of love that Eddie Van Halen's been getting, and how the music's, back on iTunes and everything. And it's like people are really wanting to kind of go back to that and kind of experience what, we were all lucky enough to see at some point. First time I saw Van Halen on the Fair Warning tour, and they blew my mind. They were fantastic even then. And just, my only regret right now is when, they regrouped and did everything. I never saw them. I didn't go back because I was down on Dave. It just wasn't. I know what Dave is, and I love David Lee Roth. I really do. That's my favorite version of Van Halen. But I know what he is, and I didn't want to go. And then it was funny. My son took me to go see Kiss at Staples Centers in February, right before all this meltdown came. And I was excited to go because Dave was playing.
Right.
And I was so impressed with how great David Lee Roth was. Wasn't Van Halen behind him, but the band did a great job, and Dave did a great job. Dave is Dave. He's never going to sing $1 million, but he did a great job, and I was really, really, really thankful that I went. And it was funny because I can remember sitting there going, okay, this time when they come back, I'm going. No, I'm not. So that's a little rough, but yeah, go ahead.
So Gregory, we're gonna move on to the next person soon, but like, aside from your episode, what's your favorite episode of the show?
Oh wow, you've had so many great Kiss related episodes that I know some people think you guys do too much Kiss. Bullshit. Do more of this. I love the Torpedo Dudes. Hell, the Hotter Than Hell review you guys did. I loved it. It was fun. Do more of those. It's fun hearing your guys' insight on that. So, it's hard for me to beat any of the Kiss interviews you've done. God, there's so many. And even when you interview maybe somebody, or you're doing, the Albums Unleashed type stuff where you're really diving in, even if it was somebody that I wasn't particularly excited over, it was neat listening to it. I can think of Warrant's Dog Eat Dog. Yeah. And when you did that one, got me motivated enough. I went on iTunes and I bought the damn album and listened to it, and it's really good. So you guys are doing what they're complaining about. Geez, you're actually selling music. You're getting people to buy music. But Thank you. We've got to play the game. So really appreciate you guys and everything you do. And you too, Ron. I know I don't really know you too well, but Chris and Aaron, I've known them pretty much since day one. And I'm proud to say I was the first big time spender for Patreon to get that episode worth every penny too. Loved it. It was so much fun. So I just really dig you guys, and I knew you guys were doing this tonight, and I had a moment, so I wanted to pop in and just say hey, and keep up the good work. Appreciate what you guys are doing, and keep going, man, because we're all listening, and we all need stuff like this to listen to during this crazy crap time we're dealing with. Well, so thanks, I thank you guys very much.
And all right, hey, we're all family, Greg.
Yeah, damn brother, straight. Awesome.
All right, have a good night, brother.
Straight. All right, guys,
thanks, Greg.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Thank you, Gregory.
All right.
Man, that dude rules.
There's
hey,
D-Hud.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, D-Hud.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. Just got through the 10-hour shift at work and got to be back at 5 a.m. tomorrow. So,
dang.
Wow.
Yeah. So just relaxing a little bit.
Very cool.
D-Hud is essential.
Yes, you are. You work in the pharmacy business, right?
I'm a pharmacist. Yeah, for nursing homes. So,
that's a very important job, man.
Nothing has let up for me.
You may be my pharmacist real soon, then.
You need another drug dealer, Ron?
Yeah. Mine are legal.
We got any people tonight that are high?
I thought you had like 100 different clips on there. You keep playing the same one.
I know.
I like that one. How about that? There you go.
It's like a kid with a new toy at Christmas.
That's why we're on here tonight.
Yeah, it's just an excuse to hit.
That's the only way we could talk him into doing a live stream tonight, was so he could play with his little toy.
Yeah, I know. It's we've done a couple of them, and it's pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this software StreamYard is just like so user friendly, and broadcast to different places and the comment section. It's just great.
Right.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun to do. So we're kind of just asking people like, what are your favorite episodes of the show?
Karabi was the first one I ever heard, and it's what kind of hooked me. So it gave me the inspiration to kind of want to do a podcast, because I'm kind of the weirdo. My favorite Crew album is the Karabi album. My favorite Warrant album is Dog Eat Dog. My favorite Tor album is Wild America.
Yeah.
And so you guys were doing those albums unleashed on all these albums that I loved,
You're picking all the right ones.
Like if I listen to Warrant now, it's not the first two records. It's only Dog Eat Dog.
Yeah.
And I love all the ones where y'all did the Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. Anything with Michael Wagner on it.
Yeah.
Is good. The quarantine shows I thought were really good. Just
good.
Sitting around BSing, but that Karabi one, I mean, that's one of the best interviews I've ever heard. Period. For being in depth and taking a guy that's kind of marginalized and hearing all his cool stories.
What's your favorite quarantine episode?
Not yours.
I like the ones with Baco.
I love that you said that.
All right, nice talking to you, D-Hud. We got someone else coming on here.
Ron's were fun, but you could tell the Jägermeister had kicked in.
Yeah.
It kicked in about 5 minutes after we started recording.
Right.
And he's talking about tonight.
Yeah, no shit. Speaking of drinking, I'm going to bow out for a second. I got to go refill my drink. I'll let you guys take over, and then I'll be right back.
I got to go to bed, guys. Good talking
all right,
to you.
All right, thanks, D-Hud.
All right, and then we'll bring on Rockstar Chaz, and I'll be back in a minute. Hey, dude.
Hey,
what's going on, guys? What's up?
How you doing?
Doing good. All the video froze on me, but as long as you guys see me, we're good to go.
We can see you. You were there.
Can you see my awesome shirt, Aaron? I don't know if you can see my sweet WrestleMania shirt. I've been listening to you guys for a long time now. I don't know, 4 years, 5 years.
Hey.
So it's awesome to say what's up. I said earlier that what got me hooked was the year in review shows. But and the videos too. Good job on that. But just listen to the podcast. I own a restaurant, and getting there early and doing all the prep work and listening to you guys was always just the highlight of my week.
Right on. That's cool, man. I always love hearing stuff like that.
Yeah, and then I liked not the Vinnie Vincent interview, but the Vinnie Vincent, where is he, or whatever you got, however you guys said it, the 4-parters.
That was a weird thing for me, because I come in and all of a sudden my new co-host is a Vinnie Vincent expert, and he knows all these things, and he knows all these people, and it's okay, I mean, I'm a Kiss fan, so yeah, I definitely appreciate Vinnie Vincent. And, I had the Invasion albums, so yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, not at a Chris Czynszak level, but to me, it became this whole big adventure, to the point where I said to Chris, someday this guy has got to come on our show. I mean, you've lined up so many shows, and we've talked to so many different people about Vinnie Vincent. He's going to come on one day. I remember Chris going, "You really think so?" And I was like, hell yeah, man. He's going to come on this show one day. And then when it finally happened, it was unbelievable, to have, if nothing else, for Chris, for him, the whole adventure for him. And that's the cool thing about the archives, I think, is because you can go back for that Vinnie Vincent stuff and see how it all built to where it ended up being. And of course, everything that happened after that, and that's all archived there too. But man, yeah, this whole Decibel Geek has been one big Vinnie Vincent adventure, and I'm glad it's been over for a while.
Yeah, it was like an ending of something, but another like great memory I have of the show is it was the April Fool's episode when somebody was acting like Vinnie Vincent.
Well, that was the beauty of that, because Chris knew so much Vinnie Vincent minutia that he had the script for the person to read. And so, like, anybody listening to it would be like, oh, as soon as the voice modulator thing happened, the original reaction would be, oh, this is bullshit. But then if you know your Kiss and you know your Vinnie Vincent, you start listening to the way this guy's answering, you go, well, wait a minute. Honestly, I had very, very little to do with that episode, but man, it was brilliant. It cost us a whole bunch of listeners.
Oh my god. That's on them, because that was hilarious. Like, I literally remember like listening to that, getting ready for work, and then like I was sitting in my car, like listening to the end of it, not going inside, because I was just rolling and I didn't want to miss it. And like at that point, I knew something was up, and I was just waiting to hear it, like hear like it be the end of it and see the finish and everything. So I loved it. That's probably my best memory of the whole time I've been listening to you guys.
Nice.
And like I love the Kiss episodes too, because I'm a big Kiss fan. I guess I'm not younger anymore. I'm in my mid-30s, but like, I was born in '86, and Kiss is my favorite band, and I feel like on an island some of the time, and hearing a lot of people that like relate to it and like it, and like the first album I ever owned when I was like 8 years old was Revenge. Like, what 8-year-old buys Revenge, right?
How does an 8-year-old get his hands on Revenge?
Because I kind of a cool older brother, kind of the same stories like everybody has with their uncles and whatnot. But I mean, I loved Kiss for who, the makeup stuff, and had all my brother's old records. And then like Revenge was the first thing they put out in my MTV watching.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so that was like big for me. And to this day, it's still it is my favorite Kiss album. And it's just because it means a lot to me. And I'm a big Paul Stanley mark, and I think like he's at his finest on that album.
Yeah, he's pretty damn fucking awesome on Revenge. That's cool. And I always love to hear different Kiss fans, like where they come on, because some were there. I was in New York when it first happened, and some were, I was in the 70s and I was a kid, and Kiss was everywhere. And then every once in a while you get a guy who's like, hey, I was a little kid, my brother or my uncle or my dad or somebody had records, and my first Kiss record was Revenge. And so I think that's the beauty of a band like Kiss, is that they've been around for so long and were so good in so many different ways that they picked up different people in different eras, and it's always cool to hear a story like that.
Yeah, and like they're perfect timing for like me and my generation. So like when they reunited, '96, I was 10, and I seen them on that tour. And in that past 24 years, I just seen them in February. I live in Buffalo, New York, so I saw them in Buffalo at the arena, and that was my 28th time, I believe.
Wow.
In 24 years, because like they've came every year to like either Buffalo or close, and then I've traveled quite a few times to see them too. So, I mean, I didn't even realize that number was so big, but then I heard a lot of like other big Kiss fans like say about the same number who've liked the band a lot longer than me, and I was like, oh wow, I guess I'm a Kiss nut.
Yeah, big time, man. Yeah, there's people. I can't say I've seen Kiss 28 times, and I'm older than you are. And there's people that have been Kiss fans since the 70s, I'm sure, haven't seen them 28 times. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so I feel lucky, and like I've seen them, I've seen them every tour possible since '96. That came near, my Buffalo, New York area, but ever since I've been an adult, yeah, I've traveled. I've seen them. So my best memory for seeing them, I know it's not the Kiss podcast, and everyone's gonna be mad, but I took a train. Buffalo's like 9-10 hours from New York City, and it's not close. But I took a train to New York City and saw them in Madison Square Garden. So to me, that was like the top.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Badass.
Yeah. I loved it. So you guys' podcast just always made me feel, part of the squad. Like I don't like jumping on the Facebook and stuff with you guys. It's just not my thing. And when I saw you guys were doing this, I'm like, I would just love to say hi and say like thank you to you guys. And like the last guy was saying about like the Motley Crue self-titled album. Absolutely, it's the best Motley Crue album, and I've always thought that. And again, something that always else put me on an island. And when I heard like you guys were into it too, I was just like, this is like one of my favorite podcasts in the world right now. So.
Thanks, man.
And I've held with you guys for like 4 or 5 years, so just
Awesome.
keep rocking, and it's appreciated. And the archives, leave them up, man, as long as possible, because when I got in 4 or 5 years ago ish, you guys were already going. I jumped back and caught up, and have been listening ever since. So
Very cool.
Right on.
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you, Chad.
Thanks
Very
for coming
cool.
on tonight, brother.
thank you guys, appreciate it.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks a lot, Rockstar.
Take care,
Thank
brother.
you.
All right, we got one
Yeah.
more.
This is great.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's the Booger Fooger.
How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good.
Hey, we're hanging in there, and I love what you guys are doing with the live stream. This is so cool.
Oh, cool, man.
Good. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah,
Man,
and
good.
my first entry to Decibel Geek was the John Corabi. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a 2-part because it was so long.
Yeah.
And you guys were so drunk and took so long to edit, and that had to be like a 2-part episode. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it was an amazing episode. But yeah, I just can't thank you guys enough for everything you do. And certainly been from there. I went back and then went forward, and your Christmas in July's, Aaron, one of my favorite episodes. I believe you spearheaded it. Was the best solos, the best Ace Frehley solos. It was a Christmas in July episode.
To be honest with you, I think, as a matter of fact, we got to give credit to Chris Czynszak for that one, because I think that was his idea.
Was it
And
mine?
my
I don't remember.
reaction was impossible. This is an episode that cannot be done. This would take me, we would have to record for like 5 hours. It's impossible. And when he put it to me, I honestly thought, you can't pick out the best Ace Frehley guitar solos. Are you crazy? But it forced me to sit down and really think about it, because I didn't want to cut the Spaceman short. I wanted to give him his due proper. And so that one was agonizing for me. I remember that, but it wasn't my idea. It was something that Chris Czynszak forced upon me.
Well,
But
there was a
props, Chris.
Thank you. Well, there was a period of time where I would come at Aaron with top 5 ideas, and it would drive him up the wall, because he'd be like, I can't just pick 5 of this, and I would have to talk him into it every time.
But the cool thing about that is when Chris would come to me with a subject like that, then that would force me to pull out those CDs, pull them off the rack and listen to them and be like, now I got to analyze. I got to listen to this, not just for enjoyment, but for judgment. It's hard. It's hard for me to listen to something for judgment as opposed to just listening to it just because I like it, And
you got me thinking real hard, because Ace Frehley is the reason I picked up the guitar. He's the person I mimicked in the mirror. He's the person I put the makeup on my entire youth. Chris and Aaron, I know, Chris, you came into KISS around Crazy Nights, and Aaron, you had a bunch of family that got you into the KISS era early on. And I remember being in grade school and show and tell, somebody brought in double platinum. And
me.
Did you go to Kroninger Elementary School in Fort Wayne, Indiana? Did you?
No, actually,
was it your copy?
When I was a little kid, I can tell you, it was 3rd grade, and they would let us bring records in, to play at our lunch break. And I remember I brought in my record, and 2 other kids brought in their records. And one of them, I think, was Michael Jackson Thriller. And the other one was the Chipmunks Sing Something. and I had the Ace Frehley solo album. And when we all three presented our albums to the teacher, I was the first one shot down. I was broken.
Shot down?
Yeah.
Did they rip it out?
They would not rip it out. They refused to rip it out.
They ripped it out. You didn't get it.
Yeah, they ripped my heart out.
Very funny. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man. I have a very, very fond memory of early Kiss records. My brother and I bought Kiss Live when we split it, and whatever that was worth, we bought it for like 75 cents. And double platinum was always very special to me. So going back to that Kiss, the greatest guitar solos, you actually urged me to do the same thing. Go back and like listen to the guitar solos. I Stole Your Love, Strange Ways. I mean, Deuce. Those are some just unmistakable solos. So I just want to thank you guys for everything you've done. And Rockin Ron, nice to meet you.
Well, actually, I did meet you, although you don't know it, at Rockin' Pod.
Well, I don't remember a lot of Rockin' Pod. If I don't get you like around 11 a.m., most likely I ain't gonna remember shit.
I was actually standing behind you at one of the booths to get some memorabilia, and I overheard you telling the vendor that you're the Mooger Fooger. And I had no idea. I knew Mooger Fooger, but I never knew who you was. And so I was standing behind you, and I go, that's him.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Mooger Fooger.
No,
I got something to show you guys.
Now we've unmasked him on video here too.
Mooger is here. This we're talking about getting your heart ripped out. This is gonna break your heart. Check this out. Do you see what this is?
Domestic Marriott.
Yeah.
That's
where you shot your porno?
This is a beer ticket from Rockin' Pod that the Mooger Fooger gave me, and I was drunk and stuck it in my wallet and forgot all about it. And I've cleaned out my wallet like 10 times since Rockin' Pod, but I always put that ticket back in there because it's magic.
Aaron, I love
it. It's alcohol abuse.
It is.
But the statute of limitations is up.
Well, get as much free from the Marriott as you can, because I had to pay them fucking thousands. So just so you know.
Well, they owe me a beer.
Well, Chris, Aaron, Ron, hopefully in 2021 we get to make this all happen again.
We're playing.
We all get to have some hot chicken, and and trade some more beer tickets. That's not a bad thing. But
we'll give our best to Mrs. Fooger.
Yeah,
we absolutely will. And we give our best to every one of you guys. Everyone that's part of the Decibel Geek, behind the scenes, Rockin Ron, everyone does everything. There isn't we get real busy sometimes, and we don't always have a lot of time to always listen to the episodes that week and share it that week and everything. But I tell you what, guys, every time I can plug into you and listen to that episode, it really makes a big difference, and I appreciate it.
That's why you're the Geek of the Week at the end every single week.
Yeah, that's right.
Chris, I told you the check's in the mail, okay?
Okay. It better not bounce.
They won't even put my name in every week.
Oh, God.
I keep telling them to. They won't do it.
Yeah.
Ron, if you just want to send me the check, I'll send it to Chris, and your name's up there, man. No problem. No problem at all. It'll bounce like a rubber sole. No problem.
Yeah. All right. It's on the way.
Thank you so much, Shane.
Hey, guys, a beer ticket from 2 years ago.
All right, take care,
I love
brother.
you guys.
Great seeing you, Shane.
Be well. Be safe.
All right, take care. All right.
The Mooger Fooger. How you like that? Now you
Yes.
know we're doing something quality here tonight.
Yes. Well, we
All
got
right.
another-
It looks like Eric might have fixed his technical problems here. Let's see.
Can you
Let's
add him?
bring Eric on.
I'm going to let you guys talk to Eric
Hey,
for a minute.
guys.
I'm going to slide out, and I'll be right back.
Oh, it's Eric.
See how you are?
Aaron Camaro has left the building. All right.
I see
Kick
that.
him out
I
of
see his old
kick him
collection.
out. Ah,
Can,
Eric.
can you guys
is
hear
it-
me?
Yes. Luzier, right?
Well, it's actually French. It's Lucier, but if you want,
Lucier.
yeah, perfectly like that.
Okay. I took
It's
4
funny
years of
that-
French. I should know this.
I've had too much Jaeger. I'm just going to call you Lucier. Lucier.
That's perfect because every time I go to the U.S., I hear that.
Oh, you even have the accent. Are you from France?
No, I'm from here. I'm actually
Where is
from
here?
Ontario.
Yeah, where is
Ontario.
I just moved to Quebec in a while, so I do have the accent. Sometimes I lose it. It depends with the people I hang with. Because when I hang out with my Italian friends, I start speaking like them, like the guys from from. Okay, I got a blank there. Sorry, it happens to me, and I'm sober. That's scary. But I just start speaking like that Jersey Italian, basically. But here we call it the Saint Leonard. Sorry, I'm looking up because I'm looking at my 55-inch TV there because that's what I got you on. By the way, guys.
Hey, Decibel Geek TV.
Jay Rucker, my first episode was Kiss Lamb. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
We did
happy
2 of those.
birthday,
I love doing those videos too. That was fun.
Yeah. I gotta say, one of my favorite interviews you got was with Michael Wagner. Since I'm kind of new with, Michael Wagner was pretty cool, man.
Was it just the interview with him about his whole career, or was it like one of the Albums Unleashed ones?
Was the latest one there, the one that he was talking, you were trying to find out about the latest AC/DC and he wouldn't tell you?
Oh, no, that was Mike Fraser.
No, shit, us.
Oh,
I'm out of it.
Oh, dude.
Him.
And like we have a history of like getting interviews that are either just before their time.
Yeah.
So it's like we got Mike Fraser on, and then and at the time he wouldn't give us any AC/DC details because he was.
Would he even say anything off mic?
No, and like,
he wouldn't give it up at all, huh?
No,
it was a
and
week
like
after.
yeah, and then a week after everything's out, and he's doing interviews talking about the whole record.
I was gonna say
"God,
like a week later it came out, and
yeah.
But there was like, if you looked on the internet, there was all kinds of pictures of them in the studio in Vancouver and getting ready to do the show, like recording in the studio. I saw there was pictures with Brian Johnson and Angus Young hanging outside having a smoke, going back to the studio, and then that was all kinds. That was like a year ago. I remember that. Like I was just searching on,
Have you heard more than the Shot in the Dark? Have you just heard that one?
I just heard that one, but I've been searching. I guess you have to buy the CD.
Well, I heard there's a leak, but I haven't even tried to go out. I want to hear it when it comes out, like officially. But
yeah,
they did do a preview for a song called Demon Fire that's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. I just heard a little bit, and then that was it. But so far, what I've listened to that one song, I really enjoyed it. I think it's kind of going back to, well, for me, Back in Black a bit. Like it just has that nice blues sound, which I love.
Right.
And when I listen to that, it's just so good.
you can't go wrong with AC/DC.
Well, they brought Brendan O'Brien in to do the production on it, and you can tell because it's like it. I like the sound of this better than Rocker Bust, and I loved Rocker Bust, but I think this one's going to be better than that one.
Is that the album? Sorry.
What?
No, I was saying, is that the album with a bunch of songs that has rock and roll in it?
Yes. Yeah.
A little too much.
Yeah. But I mean, like musically, I do like that record, but like and the thing that's kind of unfair is like some people are like, well, it's not as good as the Bond years, and it's like, well, you can't compare Brian Johnson era stuff to the Bond years. You have to compare it to.
It's two different styles.
It's different. I mean, I think this one's gonna go. This might be the best thing since maybe the 80s, but we'll see. I mean,
we just heard one song, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I've read some reviews that are pretty promising. So, although they didn't have, there's not one song on this one that has the word rock in it. So maybe they purposely, maybe they got annoyed by that.
Rock this, rock that. And I was like, hey, come on, man, do something else.
Oh,
But yeah, I really hope it's going to be something special because, like, they're a great band, especially Angus. The way he plays his guitar, it's like he has that one blues style that I just is like a lot of people. I've never hear many times that he's one of the greatest guitarists. I never hear that, but he's an awesome guitarist, right? Like
a lot of attitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plays with emotion.
I wish he would do different styles sometimes. Like, for instance, I don't want to compare, but like if you take Slash, if you hear Slash play, he plays anything. He just goes from blues, jazz, heavy metal, rock, and he just that's an insane guitarist. I mean, wow.
Yeah, but I mean, Angus is never going to be that guy. I mean, he's going to stick to what he knows, and that's fine. You know, I mean, like, you're not going to hear a AC/DC power ballad. You know, it's never happening. But
you had one.
What?
You had one ballad way back then in the 70s. Jesus.
Ride On?
No, it's another one.
No.
And I didn't even know. I was listening to it on the radio, and then after they said it was AC/DC, I was like, "What?" It's with it's in the Bon Scott years. Yeah, it's not coming to me. They
did experiment a little bit early on with Bon. With Brian, it's been mostly the straightforward.
Yeah, rock.
You know, sound.
Rock.
Yeah.
But no, with Bon Scott, if I could remember the song,
was it Little Lover?
Is it? Damn, I would have to, because I have the whole discography completely, but it's in my.
Well, I've always told people if you want to hear AC/DC do a power ballad, listen to "Nobody's Fool" by Cinderella. It sounds like AC/DC doing a power ballad.
See, does it ever make you wonder? You know, when Brian Johnson had to leave the band, they replaced him with Axl Rose.
Right.
Why didn't they take the singer from Crocus or Tom Kiefer instead?
I don't. Well, yeah, Mark Storace from Crocus would have been a good fit, but like that's if you're wanting a sound alike. But I don't think Angus was wanting that. But
yeah,
I still wanted to see them do a record with Axl, and don't even call it AC/DC, call it Axl DC or something like that.
Exactly.
You know, it would have been interesting to hear what they would have come up with.
Yeah, it would have been great. It would have
And I think, unfortunately, Tom's had too many problems with his throat issues.
Yeah.
Of late, I don't know that he could have pulled it off.
Although I saw him live a couple of times since all that, and he was great. So I mean, I don't.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know that he could do a 200-date tour. Which is what AC/DC wants to do. So
yeah, it could be tough. Like we have to realize, hey, these guys are getting 60 years old, over
70,
50, 60, 70, and they don't you can't keep up that voice for so long, especially a guy like Tom Kiefer to keep that growling voice or growling out of that screech he does. How can you keep that all these years, man? That's tough. It's not easy.
And technically that's not singing correctly. You know, you're probably blowing your vocal cords out. And
Exactly.
even Axl's been there, and the Not in This Lifetime tour that they did, I've seen some videos where he sounds pretty great, and then other ones where he's really struggling to hit those notes.
Yeah.
So it's he's everybody gives Paul Stanley a lot of crap, but it's just like if you're singing purely from your throat, then you're gonna rip everything apart. You have to go from your gut. Yeah, you have to go from
to come from your abdomen.
Yes.
Something like that. So.
Yeah, that all the power comes from your stomach. But if you're singing purely through your throat, you're gonna ruin your voice.
Yeah, because there's some singers out there that are awesome, but it's probably not your style. Like Brent Smith of Shinedown.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah,
man. God, I went to see him live, and I was can he sing like on the album? And wow, he was just hitting everything.
Yeah, you can tell he's gone through like proper training for what he does. You
Yeah.
know, he knows exactly how to work his voice.
I seen them back in the early days, you know, when he was pretty heavy and he just come out, he blew me away. He was, and then when he got into shape and really trained his voice and that is just even more so.
He's phenomenal. I mean, I can't think of any guy right now that could sing as well as him, like that's alive. I mean, like okay, who died? You got Freddie Mercury. I don't know if you guys are gonna agree with me, but that guy has a freaking crazy voice.
Oh, he was the greatest.
Yeah. Oh, that was like. Have you seen the movie?
Oh yeah, I saw it opening night in the movie theater.
Yeah. Did you know it wasn't his voice at the end when they?
For like, what? For the live?
The live. It wasn't his voice.
For the Live Aid?
Yeah, the Live Aid, like when for the movie, anyways, it wasn't his voice. They just took like they made the movie, like you see the actors and all that, but the actual voice. The guy that sings his name is from Marc Martel.
Marc
Martel or
Marc Martel. Yeah, he's a local Nashville guy.
Yeah, he's in Nashville.
Yeah, he lives here, and he straight up has Freddie's voice down perfectly.
Oh, perfectly.
Yeah,
it's just the only thing I don't understand why he's not touring with them, but apparently he does not have the flair that Lambert has, so that's why he's not.
They should have hired him because he'd be perfect for them.
The voice is insane.
Yeah, because he did do the like it wasn't Broadway, but they did the theater. He did the theater production of We Will Rock You, the Queen musical, and like his audition tape of him doing Somebody to Love got put out on the internet. And if you watch that, it's like Freddie freaking reincarnated. It sounds just like him.
It gives you the chills, you know, when you're just like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and I'll put the Queen Live Aid performance up against any other performance of any band ever, as far as one of the great live performances of all time.
That was great. That was what, back in
85.
85?
Yeah,
I was 16 years old, man.
I watched it live with my family. I still remember seeing it live.
And that's what begs the question to me that we've talked about before. If Freddie was still alive today, you know, would we be talking about what a great voice he has, or would he have lost a step or something, be like Paul Stanley or any of that? You know, it's all up in whether they take care of their voice over the years, especially when they get older.
I think he would have lost a step, but he definitely took care of his voice. He sang the proper way.
Yeah.
I love Paul Stanley, but even through the 80s when he was hitting like stratospheric notes, he was still singing like technically incorrectly and doing it all, most of it through his throat. So, you know, a lot of that wear and tear wears you down. I don't know that Freddie would not be as great as he is, now as he was then, but I still think he would be a hell of a singer.
Oh yeah, but like everybody else, you age, you kind of lose a step. It's only normal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the older you get, like I saw Ozzy. Oh man, I gotta say, was it the Black Rain tour? He came here and okay, I saw Ozzy for the first time in my life. I lost my shit, but he didn't have the voice anymore. And then a couple years later, Black Sabbath, he was touring with Black Sabbath, and I was dying to have tickets. And I was just telling my wife in the car, I need tickets to go see Black Sabbath. I get a phone call. My friend calls me, says, hey, my friend can't go see the Black Sabbath concert. Do you want the tickets?
Wow.
I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And it was about 2-3 years difference, and from the Ozzy show and from Black Sabbath, it was completely different. He wasn't moving as much. He was, I don't know, he seems to be slow to react, and Yeah, he was like, you could tell he was tired, but he's my all-time idol, so it's like, but at least I got to see both. I got to see Ozzy, and I got to see Black Sabbath together. That was something else, and it was, but what a gift. I gotta tell you, right? Just sure. My prayers got answered right at that second. My wife was like sitting beside me in the car. She was like, what? How can that happen? I was like, oh man, I was happy. What a show. It was a nice show. It wasn't like, I don't know, I kind of like the Aussie stuff better because, it's just there. And he also, like, he didn't play the new stuff. He only played stuff from Diary of a Madman, Blizzard of Oz,
No More
Ultimate
Tears.
Sin, all the old stuff, and until Mama Are Coming Home, which was on which album was that?
It was No More Tears.
No More Tears.
Yeah, No More Tears. Yeah, so it was freaking around. It's funny, because it's in a way when we're kids, like I come from a small town, so I never had a chance to go see these big shows. Mm-hmm. And then when I got older, I moved here to Montreal, and then those bands were all gone and broken up and stuff like that. And I was like, I'll never get a chance to see Van Halen or Black Sabbath or Police or whatever, all these shows I missed. And then they all of a sudden they all reunited, and then okay, buy tickets and go see those shows, man. And it just felt so good, brought back all the young memories. And when I was a kid, when I went to see Van Halen live, that was awesome. I was like, wow, I finally got to see the Police. I got finally Van Halen. I got finally to see all these awesome shows that I wanted to see. And I'm like, oh, thank you. especially like, I don't know. You guys must understand me. Like when we just fall upon these, it brings, how it is, that nostalgic feeling that we get when we go to these live shows. Mm-hmm. And it just, you're a kid again. And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, oh man, it's a beautiful feeling. And the other thing is, like, when you like you go see an artist and then they pass, and then you go, you're happy that you saw them live, because you're never gonna get that again. Yeah, because like it happened. Like I saw there was a Gigantour. I don't know if you guys got that, the Gigantour a year, or that was, for us it was Lacuna Coil, it was Motorhead, Megadeth, and Volbeat. Yeah. So I was like, okay, Lacuna Coil I already saw. They're pretty cool. They're an Italian heavy metal band. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Christina something. She's and then Lemmy came on with Motorhead, and I was like, oh my God, that was so cool. That was just the best, and I didn't know at that time he wasn't even healthy, And, a few years later, man, he just died. Yeah. Scott Weiland died, and he died, and David Bowie, and all these guys. I'm like, oh my God, is it gonna stop? Yeah, you got to see them while you can. I mean, I consider myself lucky that I saw Eric Carr on his last tour before he passed. Yeah. Oh, we're making fun of Ron again. All right. How many of you had? What's the tally?
He only needs one.
I'm still on the one.
Oh, the Jesus Christ! Like, it's fucking 6 Jaeger bombs in that cup. So.
Actually,
what are you drinking?
Saying, honey, we only had one.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, I have not even released it yet. It's a collector's.
Ooh.
The thing is, people buy me booze all the time, and I never drink it. The problem is, I want people to come over. Then 2020 hit, and that's a shit year. So nobody comes over. Nobody comes to drink.
You just have to come on with us more often than you can drink it.
Yeah, definitely. 1 year I want to go to the Rockin' Pod. I really, really would love to see that.
Come next August. We're planning it already. So
yeah, I might actually. I don't know.
But actually, Eric, you made me think of a question. You see these bands in their heyday, and like the Van Halen and Kiss and AC/DC even, and ones like that. When they go too far, have gone well past their prime, like we're talking about Paul Stanley with his voice and everything else. Is it better to go to a especially if you haven't seen them, but go to a concert with somebody that's well past their prime and it's not that good of a concert, or to see somebody that you saw, like I saw Van Halen back in '84 with when they were in their heyday, and then I kind of refused to go see them when they came back and that, because the clips I was seeing and that it wasn't good. I wanted to remember back in the day. And you're talking about Ozzy. I saw Ozzy at Sweden Rock, and he didn't have it. He only did like a total of maybe 5 or 6 songs through that whole set, and he had to keep going off the stage, and it would just be Zach playing solos, and he would do a bunch of solo material of all the songs. But all in all, he only ended up playing like 6 songs. And I saw him back in the day, and he put on such a great show. I mean, does it lose it for you guys if you go and see somebody that's well past their prime and don't put on a good show like they used to? And should they hang it up and not do it anymore and just have their legacy be what it was, or keep going?
I'd still go see like Ozzy or whatever. I know he's done, but still, it's the Prince of Darkness, man. I mean, just to see his presence there is just awesome. It's weird to say, but I still would go. I even was debating, when Motley Crue was supposed to come back and do their tour, but I go, do you want to see Vince Neil running around sounding like
that's another good example. I saw Motley Crue a few times, and so I really wanted to go see this last tour, and the show itself was awesome. I actually think they blew Kiss away with the pyrotechnics and the show they put on, but musically it just wasn't there. Vince didn't have the voice. It just sounded terrible, but they still put on a good show. But as far as musical wise, it wasn't there. So they had to make up for it with a bombastic show.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the best shows I've ever seen is Rammstein live. I don't know if you guys are fans. I know they're not super talented or whatever, but their show is absolutely insane.
Oh, a lot of pyro.
Not only the pyro, it's just they dress up in all kinds of characters. They burn each other on stage. They just go nuts. They hang baby dolls. They blow up baby dolls all over the stage and things like that.
They like simulated fellatio between band members. It's a fucking
crazy
show.
Yeah, they're insane. They love to bring shock. Like they bring shock to the show. And at the end, they have this cannon, and it has a penis color, and they're shooting white stuff coming on, and everybody's like,
I just love the balls it takes to do that.
Yeah, I tell you guys, when all this shit's over, if they go to Nashville or near, you have to go see it. Even though
I'd like to see them just for that. Yeah.
Even though you're not a fan, you have to experience Rammstein live. There's nothing better. It's just insane. You could stand a mile away and you still feel the flames of heat.
I believe it.
They put these flamethrowers in their mouths, and the singer's in the middle, and the bassist and guitarist are throwing flames over him, and he's throwing it over the audience. And they're just playing like there's nothing. It's just like, it's a great show. But sorry, I kind of went off topic, but
that's okay.
From Ron.
What topic? What are you talking about?
Ron's topic. But you know what? Even though sometimes they're washed up, they'll still bring out a good show. The music might not be on cue, but it's just, if you miss them as a kid, like I did, missed every band, I would have, I'm glad that I saw all these bands when they all came back, I saw Alice twice. So, and I saw him, I don't know who I saw him the first time, because they used to have this big guy. And then I think it was the guy that, what's his name? His
Kane
name's
Roberts?
Yeah, Kane Roberts. He wasn't there anymore the first time I saw Alice. It was the other guy from Five Finger Death Punch. It's not coming to me. He took him away from
Jason.
Jason Hunt. Jason Hook.
No, I don't remember.
Jason Hook.
Jason Hook. Yes.
Okay, I think I saw him live with Jason Hook, because he took him away from Hannah Montana or whatever her name is.
He was a man.
Hannah Montana.
No, so.
You want to let me derail you for a second, Eric. I heard the funniest little factoid on Jeopardy the other day, no less, that Hannah Montana was originally going to be called Alexis Texas. Now, do you guys know why that's funny? That's a porn star's name.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to admit it.
Oh, I will. Come on. You all watch porn. Don't lie.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chris.
Sorry, it was not Hannah Montana. It was
Mandy Moore.
Mandy Moore. Then after the other one there, the other blonde one there.
Was it Orianthi?
Are we still talking about Alice Cooper?
Jason Hook. Alice
Lori
Cooper.
Anthony or Nita?
Lori Anthony.
Nita Strauss now.
Yeah, now and then the second time I saw Alice, he was with Nita. So actually, it was a show we snuck in. It was a live show. We went, my brother-in-law and us.
Anthony knows what you're talking about. Yeah,
exactly. That's who I'm talking about. She's got a massive ass.
It's as big as Texas.
Exactly. That's why they call her Alexis Texas.
We had this big. We snuck into this live concert outside. It's called Amnesia. It was a 3-day festival, and the Lamb of God was playing, and then we saw the gate where people come in, and then this drunk lady comes out, and she starts fighting with everybody. All the guards jumped her, so we all snuck in. So we saw a Lamb of God, Marilyn Manson, Alice Cooper live for free. So it was quite something. I gotta tell you, man, it's a good experience. But you could tell Marilyn Manson was inspired by Alice Cooper. Especially seeing one after the other, just like that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty good show.
Eric, I appreciate you coming on. And,
I don't want to take it too much of your time. I'm sorry. I enjoy talking to your guys.
I just want to say you're a great supporter. Like,
we see your name all the time, but it's nice to finally see your face.
Yeah, that's me, the French guy. Hey, believe me, I try to support you guys as much as possible.
You do a great job.
Thanks, man. I just wish people would listen to it. Thanks.
Oh, we got a couple.
You're just like us, man. You're just like us. We're just like you.
All right. Have a good night, brother.
All right. Good night, man. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Eric.
All right. Cool.
That's awesome.
Jay Johnson says "Holy Balls, Aaron." I don't know what he's referring to.
Nice.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Another former Z104 DJ.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So they have blackmail stories too, as I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to, since we don't have any more guests on right now, one thing I wanted to do was kind of do like a rock and roll show and tell, and we could like show off some cool stuff from our collections. And I got this past week, and
I got 19% left. Let's do it.
okay. Yeah, we'll wrap up soon. But I got this in the mail this past week. Let me try to get it up to the camera. This is the Thin Lizzy Rock Legend box set. I thought I would show off some of that. So this was not cheap, and my wife wanted to murder me. It was this Anthony Rausch. My first Kiss concert was Hot in the Shade Tour. Oh, cool. Great night. Even though our car broke down on the way home. But
and your mom was trying to find Eric Carr.
Yeah, listen to the show if you want to hear that story. But yeah, so this thing it's more than just CDs. It comes with a lot of stuff. So like this is my favorite part of it. It comes with this. This is a on tour book. And what it is it's all of the Thin Lizzy tour books put into a hardbound book.
That's awesome.
Oh wow.
So like some of the cool stuff in here is like it's even got like the original advertising and stuff that was put in.
Wow.
It's got the advertising that was in the tour books. So it's like
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. But like here's it's got like a pop ad in it. So you see. But like it's every tour book through the Thunder and Lightning tour.
That's awesome, man.
And
Super cool.
It's thick too. So like I'm going to be reading this for a while. Because I don't own any of the original tour books. And then it's got another book.
Well, who does? I mean, I'm sure there's very few of them left in the world.
Right. And then this little book here called Still in Love with You, which is like a tribute to Phil Lynott. And it's got little, like memories from the people that have been in the band and worked with him. So it's kind of a smaller book, but it's really cool.
We're still in love with Phil Lynott too.
And then it's got
my wife's gonna see this, and now she's gonna order that.
Oh, really?
Lucky you.
It's got a copy of Phil Lynott's poetry book.
Yeah.
Called Philip, and it's got like all these different poems that he wrote in here. So that's that. It's also got
to be kind of bittersweet to look at the poetry book and be like, these are supposed to be songs.
Right. It's got Jim Fitzpatrick, who did most of the Thin Lizzy album cover artwork. It's got like 6 little prints that he did of artwork for them. Well, he turned it up the right way.
Yeah, real cool.
So like that's what that one looks like. It's got that's Vagabonds of the Western World right there.
Yeah, it's a good album.
Which is pretty cool. And then The Rocker, which is cool. And the best thing about this is there was only 250 made with this, which is a autograph printed photo of Scott Gorham that he signed. So that's the really hard to get piece.
You got the collector's edition.
Yeah. And it's got several CDs, different eras of the band, like the early years. This one's a slog to get through unless you're a real fan of folk rock, because there's a lot of folk rock on it.
Is that early stuff?
Yeah, like late 60s, early 70s. This is really good.
Them first couple Thin Lizzy albums are kind of tough.
Yeah, they're a little hard. Some of the stuff's great, but then there's other stuff that's kind of like,
Yeah.
This is great. It's the Chinatown tour 1980 at Hammersmith Odeon. This is great. When Snowy White was in the band.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I'm knocking over all my alcohol.
I got a collector's edition here. It's the best of Alexis, Texas, to Hannah Montana years.
I've got that one. I already got it. Jeez. Of course, you would have the Hannah Montana years, Ron. But yeah, so that was like incredibly expensive. My wife was not really pleased with me for that, but yeah, so that's what I got.
How much was it?
This one was like $160.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most I've spent on a music product in years.
That's
But-
good though. You know, it's good to spend money on the bands that you love because that
Well,
encourages them to keep putting stuff out. You know, if the estate or however that works nowadays sees this was a success, maybe they dig a little further into the vaults. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't buy music on that level for myself much, so. And it was like, there's only 250 of these with the Scott Gorham autograph, and I've always wanted his autograph, so I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it. So I did. So it's like kind of my birthday present to myself. So
I only care about the music. You do have my Dropbox address, right?
I do, and I'm gonna get it to you. But yeah, there's like 95 unreleased songs on this thing. It's pretty amazing.
I just got the 15% warning.
Oh shit! So we need to wrap up. You guys buy any cool stuff lately?
I did, but it wasn't music related. I spent also about $160, but it was on a collector's box set of all the Friday the 13th movies I wanted to get for Halloween.
Right.
And we went through a whole binge thing a couple weeks back and watched every episode of them, you know, every movie and that, plus all the extras and that.
Oh, I love
Cool,
this.
man. I love them movies.
Chris Fretwell says you need to mention Ugly Kid Joe, Aaron.
I thought I did. They're going into the Hall of Fame next week. Ugly Kid Joe's going into the Hall of Fame next week.
Spoiler alert.
And then Toomey says I need a haircut, that I'm a hippie. Okay. Well,
I gave Czynszak Budgie. I'm going to get Ugly Kid Joe in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and as for my haircut, I'm working from home. I'm allowed to grow my hair out. Fuck you. Paul Corrin, this was fun, guys. Hope to see more
Stop
of
it
these.
now. Play with your toy.
Well, I'm trying to help you with your Jägermeister addiction.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, yeah, give me a second. Well, yeah. So I think we're good. That was fun.
That was fun tonight. I like this. I like Friday Night Live.
Yeah. So we can't, like I said, mentioned at the beginning, we can't do it next week. Although, if you guys want to do it without me next week, go right ahead. You know, I'll watch, but I'm going to be busy serving food to people. So if you guys want to,
that's what she said.
What? If you're busy, I'll watch.
Yeah. You guys go at it. I'll just watch. Yeah.
If you guys want to do it next week without me, that's fine. But otherwise, I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Oh, we can't do it without the Paul Stanley sound effects there. You know, it just doesn't work. Well, we'll leave it up to the listeners. See what kind of feedback we get on how often they want to see this. Of course, we did have a whole game plan mapped out that we were going to do, some rock news and
we didn't do it,
and a couple other things, and of course we got sidetracked, which I told Chris was going to happen. You know,
it's part of the fun.
We come on here, we're just loose and chatting away. It's just going to go off the rails, and who knows what we're going to talk about.
It's fun either way, and there's still 22 of you listening, so thank you.
Very cool. Well,
all right,
there you have it. This Decibel Geek Friday Night Live. We just decided to come on and have some fun, and we accomplished that. So if you guys enjoyed it, let us know. Maybe me and Ron will be back next Friday. Otherwise, we'll be back the following Friday with Chris. We'll see how it goes. Let us know what you want us to do. We do what people tell us.
Well, hey, in a couple of weeks we'll be getting close to Thanksgiving. We could do thanks to what we're grateful for. So
you're grateful for Jaeger. We don't have to do an episode on that.
Or I was gonna say we could just get drunk and watch Ron molest a turkey.
That's old.
And on that note, we're gone.
I was stuffing turkey before you were born, young man.
Hey, now you're gonna get in trouble with the authorities.
She never pressed charges.
Awesome.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. Take care, guys. A lot more coming up.